Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Trading with Sendo. I'm Stock Sendo, and on today's video, I really want to talk about brokers. Today I want to talk about what broker to use, how to set them up, and why I like these brokers. Alright, let's jump right into it. Before we do, remember to subscribe below, hit that like button, share it with your friends, share it around with the community. Let's get everyone investing today. Now today, there are two great platforms I'd really like to dive into in terms of brokers. There is Robinhood and Webull. Now Robinhood is a great and very popular broker. I'm sure about half of you have heard of Robinhood by now. Robinhood is basically the T-Mobile of the stock market. And why do I say that? Well, when T-Mobile did away with all their contracts and started changing the entire cell phone industry, what happened? Everyone started following suit. Next thing you know, AT&T did away with contracts, Sprint did away with contracts, all these big companies started doing away with contracts. And then you got T-Mobile started offering Netflix on us. And then what happened? Everyone followed suit. Then you got AT&T offering free, HBO Plus, and then all the other brokers followed suit. So Robinhood is kind of like the T-Mobile of the brokerage industry. They came out right out the gate with zero commissions, zero trading fees, and basically they have been changing the entire brokerage industry. Now you see all these other brokers following suit, right? You have TD Ameritrade that a while ago announced, did away with all their fees, and now they're just charging a little bit of fees for certain options. And you got E-Trade did away with all their commissions. All these other big brokers did away with all the commissions just to compete with Robinhood, because Robinhood is just scaling up all of the users and all the brand new traders. And then you have Webull, which is kind of doing the same thing as Robinhood. Robinhood, the commission-free trading, the free everything. But Webull is just doing it way better. They are providing you with these really crazy informative graphs with crazy amount of indicators that you would get from these professional brokers, these big huge brokers like TD Ameritrade, Fidelity, and E-Trade. All right. On top of that, they have built-in screeners, they have built-in markets in place, they have built-in gainers. We'll go over all of this, all right, so now that you guys have seen a little bit about these two platforms, down in the description of this video, you'll see my link tree. In my link tree, you'll be able to find two links. One is for Robinhood and one is for Webull. And on those two links, if you click them, you will get free stocks if you complete the sign up process. So just go ahead and click those links, sign up for Webull and Robinhood. I encourage you guys to have more than one broker. Okay, you never know when something might happen on Webull and it goes down and you need a backup broker. Same thing with Robinhood. I've had many experiences of Robinhood crashing. Now, you're gonna get kind of everybody here and there. There's some people that have never had issues with Robinhood, but I have been one of those people who have had issues trading on Robinhood during peak trading hours. Whereas I haven't really had any issues with Webull. There was only one time I can recall where options were down for maybe an hour, which was no big deal because I was able to still, buy securities and exchange securities, sell them, whatnot. Just the options were down for about an hour on Webull. But these types of things do happen. And they're very frustrating, but unfortunately, that's just the way they are. It's just like any other big platform. They're going to have times where, unfortunately, they come down. And so it's always good to have a backup broker. That way, if your broker does go down, you've got a backup one just in case. And that's the reason I keep Robinhood around. All right, so when you're signing up for these two brokers, remember to activate options trading. You will see this usually in your account menu and they'll say options trading. Just sign up for options trading, complete the questionnaire, and you should get approved for options trading within 24 hours. I recommend you do options trading just to have it for when you're ready. Once you become comfortable with the stock market and you're able and understand options trading, we will be going over options trading in a later video. Alright guys, so on my next video, I'd really like to talk about setting up Webull, what indicators I use, how I use them, and what I use to find the stocks that I trade. Now, typically when I trade, I do go for big name companies. Most of the time I'm going for big name companies such as Apple. Apple is one of my favorites to trade. Microsoft, Coca-Cola, Pfizer, Avivai, big name stocks like that are huge companies that I know have sustainable gains and a sustainable future and have no risk of going bankrupt anytime soon. That's what I've been playing. Now, I really wanted to say something about this because I did mention that I was recently let go from my job. The stock market is not a reliable source of income, and I think you guys should understand that right now. It's a great place to make some good profit if you are not afraid of losing the money that you put in, because there is big opportunity for you to lose said money, all right? But it is not a great source to live off of. Now, there are a lot of traders that do live off the stock market. They have big accounts, but I personally don't feel comfortable living off the stock market until I've got a good amount of change put aside into a bank account and money on top of that to trade with. Ideally, I would like 1 year's salary at least to have put away just in case, and then maybe another 30,000 to trade with, and that could be my daily income. The stock market really isn't a place to make this your day job. So if that's what you're aiming for, I don't suggest it. I don't recommend it. You definitely shouldn't be doing that. This should be kind of like a hobby or side project.
Now, as you can see, I've got a few different brokers in here. I have E-Trade, Robinhood, Webull, and M1 Finance. But I'm only going to be focusing on these two, Robinhood and Webull. Let's take a look into Robinhood real quick, shall we? Alright, so Robinhood, just opening it up, as you guys can see, we got a simple line graph. We've got some simple times on the bottom to open up your line graph, zoom out of the graph essentially. So if we go over here to the 1 week, you can see we can see how much we've made over the past week, and it gives you the timestamp, the date, everything like that. 3 months, 1 year, it just goes exponentially. So me personally, when I was using Robinhood, it took me a very long time to get my gains. And you can see I opened my Robinhood in March 23rd of 2020. Now, it says negative 3,000 because I've already liquidated my entire account and moved it on over to Webull. It took me about 3 months to make some gains. I didn't start making big gains until around June. So don't be discouraged if you guys aren't making big gains right away. Just take your time with it. Do your due diligence. Do some research. I'll be posting watch list here pretty soon. So let's continue on with Robinhood. We'll take a look around. We've got our little account tab down here that tells you everything about your account. We got free stocks, investing, transfer statements, settings, help, and your account number. Oops, I should probably be hiding that, huh? Over here in messages, we can see exactly everything I've traded, and I kind of just trade just about everything, but there are certain things that I look for before I get into a trade. Now, the whole reason I got away from Robinhood is because those certain things, those certain indicators that I look for before I enter into a trade are not available on Robinhood. Now, let's just go look at a stock really quick. Let's go into Lulu. Lulu has been blowing up ever since the whole beer bug virus started. Now, if we come in here, as you can see, like I said before, we got simple lines. We can do a 5-year overview. And we can see, Lulu's just been blasting off over the past 5 years. Now, you can also change the graph into a candle graph just by hitting that button down there below the graph on the bottom right. And now we've got candles. Now, most experienced traders use candles. I personally use candles. Candles are just the way to go, and I'll explain more about candles in one of my upcoming videos. If we scroll down here, we can see some stats. We can see the price it opened at. That would be the open under stats. We can see high, which is 319. That would be how high the stock has gone. Now, keep in mind that these stats will be for whatever time frame you indicated below the graph up here. So if we do 1 day, we can see the stock opened at $315.02. It reached an all-time high for the day of $3.19, and it reached a low. The lowest the stock went for the day was $310.86. It's also got a 52-week high. That means for the past 52 weeks, this is how high the stock has gone. And the same thing for the low, just how low the stock has gone for the past 52 weeks. Now, volume is a very important measure to look at when you're looking at stocks. Average volume, that's your average volume that it typically gets within the day. Your market cap will be how many stocks are available to the public. So 41.28 billion shares. 41.28 billion shares of this company are available to the public. So P&E ratio is very important too. We'll go over all of these in a bigger video later on. And then you can see the last one there is div yield. That is your dividend yield. Some of these stocks will actually pay you, the stockholder, for owning their stock when they are making a good amounts of money to where they can pay their stockholders. Typically, this is a few pennies to a dollar. It just depends on the company and how much money they're bringing in. They basically pay you for owning their stock. Now, if we come down here to news on Robinhood, and this is one of my pains, is news on Robinhood moves kind of slow. We can see here the ticker Lulu has 2 articles on here. The last article is from 2 days ago from Barron's. And you can see 2 days ago from Barron's, and before that was 5 days ago from Benzinga. Now remember this ticker, Lulu. We're going to go look at it here on Webull here in a minute, and we're going to see exactly how Webull compares. So as you can see here, they also have analyst reviews, and these are just basically what professional analysts think about a specific security. Then we have earnings, and the expected EPS is what analysts are expecting them to announce, and then the actual. All right, now on Robinhood is pretty good about doing these categories for each stock. So you can see related lists, and it's got apparel and accessories in Canada. So this company is out of Canada, so it's in the list of Canada. And because Lululemon does a lot of clothing and apparel, they do mainly sporting items for women, yoga pants, different things like that. So you can see they're added in these lists. Now, Robinhood will also kind of show you what other people have bought when they buy Lululemon. So you can see we got Peloton, Shopify, Apple, DocuSign, Netflix, Nike, and the list goes on. And at the very bottom, it'll give you a brief summary about Lululemon. All right, guys, so we just talked about Robinhood, and we went over some of the things that Robinhood has to offer. Now we're going to go ahead and look at Webull, and we're going to kind of compare the two so that you have an understanding of what these two apps provide and what you think would be best for you to use. So right off the bat, here's Webull. You can see I've got a lot of positions in here. I've got a lot in my watch list. And the overall look and feel of Webull is just completely different. It's not as simple. For some, it can be kind of overwhelming, but what I really encourage you to do is that if you are overwhelmed by Webull, is go ahead and sign up, have your account ready, but also sign up for Robinhood and start trading slowly with Robinhood and come and play over on Webull. Now, Webull has a great feature called paper trading, which means you can trade these stocks without using any money. It's all fake, it's all simulated. So if you feel more comfortable using paper trading to get a feel for how Webull works, I encourage you to do that. All right, so right off the bat, let's go on into Lululemon. Ticker symbol LULU. Now, I'd really like to compare these two stocks from Robinhood to here. Now, we saw Robinhood. Now, here is the graph on Webull. You can see it's a whole lot different. This graph is the 1 minute chart. We can see this is completely changed. There's a whole bunch of lines, and you're probably thinking, wow, what the hell does all this mean? Right here, you see how the little blue is slightly lighter than the rest, the background of the graph? That means that these trades in this time period happened after and before the market was even open or closed. Now, if we look below the graph, we can see timestamps. We can see those. We can see volume levels. That's what those green bars at the very bottom, right above the timestamps, and the red bars are. That's how much volume is coming in. And when they're red, that means there's a lot of volume coming in selling, and there's a lot of volume coming in buying. All right. Now, the way I have mine set up is with an RSI and a MACD indicator, and we will go over these indicators and more in my next video. So if we come down here, you can just see right off the bat that Webull offers so much more information. Here are the quotes. It's literally showing you exactly how many stocks are being bought, at what price, and when they're being sold, and at what price. We can see here that we had a whole big influx of people selling at $315.02. We scroll further down, it will show you, exactly how many big orders compared to small orders are coming in for buying, and again, the same with selling for the outflow. So you can just see right off the bat just how much more information, and this is only the first page that Webull offers. Now, if we go over here to news, now let's take a look. All right, I'm going to scroll back over to Robinhood. We look at the news for Lululemon. I've still got it up. Remember, 2 days and 5 days. 2 days and 5 days on Robinhood. Now, let's take a look at the news on Webull for Lululemon. You can see the last news bulletin was 2 days ago, but look how many more there are. 2 days. Better Buy from Motley Fool, Barron's, Motley Fool, Zacks. 3 days. I mean, you're just getting so much information about the stock in one place. And news is very important to security. It's very critical that everybody understands that news about a company will move their stock exponentially depending on how big of a news article it is. Webull is great because it has a whole social platform integrated into it. You can see here we got comments, they have a whole community section. Then we've got analysts, which would basically be the same as Robinhood that we saw over here in the Robinhood app, 36 analyst ratings. But here we're getting more information about it. We're getting position cost distributions. We're getting support and resistance levels, short interest, things like that. Also included in Webull ticker profiles is press releases. Each time a company does a press release, they have it listed here and exactly how they released it. We also have financials and the profile of the company, just a little summary about them, what their industry is, what their holdings are, and different things like that. I think just comparing the two apps, you guys can see clearly why I prefer Webull over Robinhood. There's just so much more information and so much more that you get out of it. It makes it really easy when you're doing research on the company to have to go and browse Google for it because it's all right here in one place. I mean, I still do go and browse Google for my information, but it makes it a lot easier if I don't have to use it as much. It's right here. I've got all their quarterly earnings. I've got all their press releases. I've got news bulletins and things like that. Really quick, I talked about how news releases really impact a stock. I'd really like to show you guys what I mean. So we're going to go over here to this stock called Genius Brands. Some of you may have heard about Genius Brands and some of you may not have. Genius Brands is a crazy stock that took off around here back around the beginning of June, and it took off mainly off of news. Now if we look here, all right, if I slide my finger on over, we can see exactly where the stock was at a certain time. So we can see here on 4/29/2020, the stock had an open of 28 cents and a close of 28 cents. It had an all-time high for the day of 28.99. It had an all-time high for the day of 0.2899 cents. So almost 29 cents. Now, this is why news is extremely important to a stock, because if we come closer down, we can see this stock started taking off like crazy. We can see opens around $1, and then we got into $3, and then into $8. This stock hit an all-time high of $11.73. And this was one of my favorite rides up. I got in down here at $1.70, and I got out right in time at $11, right before it hit that $11.73 cap. Now, why did this stock come up and then fall down hard? It was all because of news. All right, the stock began running up because of news of Genius Brands. So we can see the company riding up on news. Now, right here, it topped out at $11.73, and this stock, I remember watching it when it was at $10, getting ready to get at $11. Now let's take a look at the date, 6/4, and I can show you guys exactly what happened to this stock. If we come over here to press releases, we're going to look for 6/4. 6/4 would be June 4th. We come on down, and here it is, June 4th, right here. So if we look at this press release on June 4th, right when the stock hit $10, we can see that Genius Brands on June 4th, 2020, to sell over 60 million shares of their stock. And what happened? Well, as soon as they announced it, the price came crashing down from an all-time high of $11.73, closing the day out at $6.86. And ever since then, the stock has slowly come down lower and lower and lower. So this is why news is very important to the stock market, and you need to be able to get news updates quick, fast, and easy, which is why I love Webull. We'll look at another ticker right here really quick. If we go over here to Tesla, we can see they have the price at the top, $15,084, and we have open, previous close, the day's range, the volume, and then right underneath that we have a little bell with the little scroller that's going through it that says earnings expected on 7/22. Now, the awesome part about Webull that I love is that we can go ahead and add that date into our calendar right here from the app. But in this same space where it shows the expected earnings day, it will also show brand new news bulletins whenever they are posted. And it'll scroll it right along there so that you have the most up-to-date news on that stock. Now, there are so many more reasons to why I prefer Webull over Robinhood, but mainly it is going to be up to you to decide which one you want to use. Okay, they both have their pros, they both have their cons. Personally, I'm sticking with Webull because that is what I'm used to now, and it is a great platform to use. My next videos will be based on the Webull platform and how to set it up. What I do recommend Robinhood for, if you are just starting out trading and you're not really sure what to do or how to do it and it seems a little overwhelming for you, I would recommend Robinhood for you. Robinhood, in my opinion, is a broker that you should be using if you're trying to do long-term gains and slowly hold. Let's say you have some money and you just want to put it away, almost like in a savings account. You can put it into Robinhood and let that money grow for you, and put it into well-known companies like AT&T, Coca-Cola, and Apple, well-known companies, and just leave it there to keep making money for you. That is mainly what I recommend Robinhood for. Robinhood does offer some options trading and some other trading, but really for me, if it doesn't really have the indicators there that we need to be good traders and to trade efficiently, and the news updates that we need, I don't feel comfortable recommending it to you all if you are planning on swing trading and day trading. All right, when you are swing trading and day trading, you need these updates fast, these news breaks fast. You need these indicators there so you can see what levels these stocks are holding at. So that's my video for you guys. Go ahead and check out both of these apps, get a feel for them. Like I said, in Webull, once you set it up, they have a paper trading option where you can go ahead and practice becoming a trader. practice using the apps without having to use any kind of money in it.
Alright everyone, so thank you for watching this video about how to start up your brokerage account using Robinhood or Webull. My next video I'd like to really talk about diving into Webull. Okay, I'm going to be going over a lot of stuff on Webull and exactly how I have my personal Webull app set up so that I can be successful in the stock market. And again, this is the whole reason why I don't use Robinhood too much. I keep Robinhood around, but the items that I'm going to show you guys to set up on Webull, Robinhood just doesn't have. And maybe if Robinhood adds these features into their app, I'll probably go back to Robinhood, but for the time being, I'm sticking with Webull.